answer lies in the hunt.
So I have something very important I want to discuss today in regard to not just Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but also just Capcom's fighting games as a whole. You know, they kind of came back into the fray of the fighting game world just recently. And when I say just recently, I don't technically mean that. They did Street Fighter 4, they did Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, well, technically just Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of the Two Worlds last generation, and they also did Street Fighter Cross Tekken. But before those games from last generation, they had a very long hiatus since the last time they had made a fighting game. They hadn't really made fighting games in a long time. They'd done repackagings and re-releases of titles like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which was pulled from the store. I wish they'd put it back on the store. They'd make it available for sale again, but, you know, oh well. Regardless, Capcom has been treating their fighting games kind of shittily. It seems like the budget for the games aren't very high, and you have things like with Street Fighter V, where the story mode came out months after the game was out, and now we're just now getting arcade mode in January, and crazy stuff like that, and overpriced character passes and ridiculous DLCs. It's nuts, honestly, how they've been treating it, and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is no different. It's like their biggest fighting game franchise at the moment that I can think of, apart from Street Fighter, and it's like they don't even want to put the budget into it. Yet they still have these sales expectations to sell 2 million copies. My thought is, if a lot of the same problems that plague Street Fighter V is also plaguing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, in fact, there seems to be quite a few more problems plaguing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, why do you still have a sales expectation for 2 million? Why did you put no budget into it and still have a sales expectation for like 2 million copies? That doesn't make any sense to me. Here's the flat line end of things, okay? I just have to say it, and I love Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is not going to sell 2 million copies. Now, like I said, don't get me wrong, I really like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It's the most fun I've had with a fighting game all year. Disclaimer, by the way, I have not played Tekken 7. Unfortunately, this game has been mishandled from the start. Low budget, lackluster presentation in terms of its story mode, voice work, and overall graphics, and a weak roster. Even without the X-Men, as well as a few Capcom characters like Virgil, Wesker, Trish, Amaterasu, and Jill, the roster is still weak, and generally not very exciting. Characters like Jeddah and Gamora were really the only exciting surprises for me. I'm just happy they're fun to use, but still, even then, the $30 character pass DLCs and shit, that archaic, overpriced form of DLC that they're doing, where they're overcharging for everything, is just ridiculous. It's crazy. I think even like the upcoming costumes, I think if you want to buy a costume separately, like by itself, you just want to buy one character's costume, it's like $4. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And when we look at the sales numbers, granted just for UK, and it doesn't count digital copies. That being said, digital copies are making up for more and more and more of a percentage of overall game sales these days, and this is just the United Kingdom. You know, Marvel vs. Capcom is generally more popular in the States, and fighting games from Capcom in general are generally more popular in Japan. So this is just the United Kingdom, but there's a Metro Gaming article about how Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite had flopped in the UK test charts for sales. I think it was something like in its first run, the PS4 version of the game is like, it's like number 16 in the format charts for sales, and number 40 in the top 40 for Xbox, which is just sad. Xbox is kind of a weird thing anyways. It makes me wonder how well certain developers' games are actually selling on Xbox, considering how it has a drastically lower install base. But that's neither here nor there. The thing is still, though, the game's not doing very good over there. For a brand new game to be like in the format chart top 16, it's not that great. I think it's in the top 12 overall, which is still meant when it launched, this brand new AAA fighting game from a really well-known developer slash publisher. Didn't even make it into the top 10 of its sales charts. But still, we haven't seen any solid Japanese or North American numbers yet. I'm guessing it's not going to be amazing in Japan either, but it could be decent in the United States. I'm almost expecting it to. If you watch the Let's Player Maximilian dude, for example, his videos, he uploads on Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite consistently, and he has a good number of returning viewers for just about every single video he uploads, so there must definitely be an interest for it. I never have any problems finding matches online, but still, just because there's a decent little pool of people who are really interested in the game in the States doesn't mean it's going to sell 2 million copies. And I honestly don't think it will. Maybe, and I made a video earlier, about a week or so ago, about a potential Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Switch port. With how successful Street Fighter II was on Switch, which is one of Capcom's fighting games, and that was an old-ass game, and how there's not a lot of traditional fighting games on the platform yet, and with the graphical fidelity of the game, I think it could run on the Switch. I think if they get it on the Switch, they'll have a chance. But if not, it's not going to hit its 2 million sales goal, and I don't know if they're going to sell a huge amount of character passes either. $30 for characters just seems like a lot to ask for. Anyways, what do you guys think about this? I know the X-Men are definitely, a big factor as to probably why this game isn't selling as well. I've had a lot of people in the comment sections for other videos say that, not my videos, just videos in general, say that no X-Men, no sale, and I can kind of see it. I kind of really wanted to play as, Magneto, X-23, and Wolverine again, but I guess I'll never get the opportunity to, at least not in this game, unless they come out as some overpriced DLC, which is just sad. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I wish there wasn't all this negative stigma about Capcom fighting games going on at the moment, but there just is, and I can't really do anything about it. Capcom has definitely been cleaning things up as a developer slash publisher overall, but still, it's just sad. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.